There we go. All right, so this is Stanley, and he is invading my personal space. I notice he likes to do that. There he is right there. So that wasn't a nudge, but he kind of poked you with his nose and you petted him. So how often does he come get right up in your business or kind of put his chin on your lap or just get within 12 inches of you?
A couple times a day.
He comes to Irv because he wants to play. He wants him to go outside and play.
Sure.
And he'll come to me if he thinks it's time to get walking.
Okay.
You know, he'll kind of his paws will be
Sure.
and he's just ready to get outside.
Well, I just noticed that he came over when I first started filming this, he was right in my business. There was maybe 1 inch away from me. And then he did the same thing with Brian. Then he did the same thing with you. So distance for dogs can equal respect. So if you have a dog that basically thinks I can just go up and poke or prod or invade their personal space, that can also lead them to get the impression that they have more authority than they actually do. So I'm going to show you some techniques in a little bit, but I'd like you guys to get in a habit of defining your personal space. There's nothing wrong with petting your dog. But right now you're petting him kind of when he demands it, or, and you're letting him kind of he's not intimidating you, but he's invading your personal space where he probably came up to certain points of with the exception of your kids when they're little, Herb's the only person that should be that close to you in that context. But we don't think about it when it's a dog. It's a dog. We just, But for dogs, distance equals respect. Like I said, when they're eating, what we mentioned earlier. And so for him, if he just feels like I can either climb up on top of my humans, I can put my chin or my paw on top of them, or I can invade their personal space, it's not disrespectful. It just shows a lack of respect for them as an authority figure. And again, if he looks at you as an equal or doesn't respect you as an authority figure, then I don't have to listen to you if I don't want to. And I'm on the walk because he really doesn't have a lot of commands, doesn't have really much of a job. So it doesn't have a lot to driving him to boost his self-esteem. So when he goes on a walk, we were talking about this when you're outside, that's probably the most exciting part of his day. And so he probably tries to pack a lot of things into the walk because everything else is kind of mundane and ho-hum because he's done it over and over and over again and doesn't really feel that. Yeah. So one of the things I would suggest you guys do, and I understand we were just talking about this where Herb's like, well, we don't do a lot of shake and roll over and that stuff because it's not really too functional. However, when dogs know commands and tricks, it doesn't always have to be a trick. It can be a command. They have a sense of pride that kicks in, just like we do when we master a new skill. So for my dog, she has a command that says retreat. I say retreat, she skids up and backs up 4 steps and lays back down. So if I'm coming in the house, I'm carrying stuff, I say retreat, she backs up and gets on my way. That's a very helpful command to have. So things like that can go a long ways. Now, I'm not a dog trainer, I'm a behaviorist. Brian and I have some apprentices can come by and help you with the training stuff. We'll do some basic training later. But what I usually suggest is trying to have the guardians take turns each week. Maybe this week you pick something on YouTube. And if you go to YouTube, all these trainers want to be Cesar Millan. So they'll tell you how to do all the tricks. And these tricks are pretty easy. It doesn't take a lot of time. But I really like the respect that is engendered when you're teaching a dog. It looks at you as an authority figure because you're providing it with a skill set and you're helping him increase his self-esteem. And that helps with his confidence. And that's going to help him listen to you better. So, and basically what I would just recommend on Monday or Sunday, Monday, whatever day it is, go to YouTube, find whatever it is, watch the video, and then teach him how to do it, and then teach your partner. And then that week, we're going to focus on that one exercise. So roll over, or it doesn't have to be like superfluous stuff. I mean, it could be like, take this beer over to Herb. So and I've seen people do it. They give the dog a beer in the kitchen, goes out the door, and goes over to where somebody is outside and it delivers a soda or a beer or something. So those sort of things can be really helpful, and he feels like he has a purpose.
Yeah.
And so I think that's gonna help you guys in a lot of different ways. And if you can do it, each one of you picks 4, and you alternate each week. At the end of 2 months, he's got 8 new tricks plus the 2 he's got. Now he's got a repertoire of things that he can do, and he's going to feel better about himself. And you should see a better responsiveness from him in terms of asking him to pay attention to you, listen to you on walks and things along those lines. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right.